Hey, it's DJ MOJOE. Welcome to another video here on my YouTube channel. And in this video, I'll be giving you a walkthrough of what it's like to have a wedding down here at Botanica in Oceanside. If you are a bride looking at potential venues to host your wedding celebration and you're currently looking at Botanica, stay around this video. I'll be sharing with you behind the scenes of a recent wedding that I've DJ'd at Botanica. I know that there are so many beautiful venues down here in Southern California. If you are looking for just venues in general to see what it's like, to see if a venue is right for you, I hope this video will be helpful. And if you are not a bride looking for a venue right now, no problem. If you are a DJ, a wedding planner, or just someone who loves weddings and music and just events in general, I hope this video will be helpful. Just want to take you behind the scenes of what we do as DJs, and you'll get to learn more about, not just to give you an idea of how weddings work down here, but also what it's like to be a DJ and how much fun we can make weddings be. So stay till the very end of the video. I will let you know my thoughts about this venue, Botanica in Oceanside. Before we get into this video, for those people who don't know me, I'm DJ MOJOE, and I'm based down here in Southern California, specializing in weddings and private events. And I help fun wedding couples have the best time of their lives through good music, good vibes, and good energy. So now that we got that out of the way, let's dive into the video in front of you. By the way, this video was taken from my Instagram story. This was something that I posted up earlier and I was able to extract it. And now I'm going over this video with you. So what will happen is I'll be playing this video and I'll be playing and pausing the video so that way I can give some side commentary about what you are seeing. And also so that way I don't get flagged on YouTube for playing any copyrighted music. Anyhow, let's begin. So what you see right here is the wedding of Erica and Jeff. This was at Botanica in Oceanside. From the times I've been here, this is where I guess majority, or if not all, the weddings have their wedding ceremony, and they get to see this nice waterfall in the backdrop, a pond, and this is where people have their wedding ceremony. This is a great view for those people who want to get married here, and it has more of a tropical kind of vibe. So this is the couple right here. We have Erica, we have Jeff, and they have their good friend Varun as the officiant, and this was his first time officiating. I know that's becoming a popular trend, is having someone close to the couple having their friend officiate the wedding, which adds more meaning and gives it more personalized touch. And if this is someone's first time, it is really good to have them connect with the DJ so that way they can get familiar with the microphone, any cues, and just get a feel of what it's like to officiate a wedding, and just making sure that the audio side of things, working with the officiant, will run smoothly. Beautiful shot right here. We have the sun shining down on them, well shaded for all the guests, and in the bottom we have the people who are working this venue, this wedding. We have Botanica the venue, and by the way, this is all on Instagram, so that way you can check their profiles out and follow them. Botanica the venue is the Instagram handle for the venue. For the photographer, we have Lex and the Lotus. We have Julep Bloom Design as a florist, and then we have me as the main DJ and MC, DJ_MOJOE. So let's continue with this video right now.
Me by the friends and family gathered here today, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
By the way, I've noticed that the audio and the video is a bit out of sync, I think due to the extraction from Instagram into a video format. So excuse anything that's out of sync. There they go, they kiss. I love how the bridesmaids are cheering and having a good time in the background. And this is a great shot. So this is the cocktail hour, and in the caption that I place here, it says, I place another speaker running wireless sound to provide more sound coverage. So in Botanica, we cover the ceremony that happens by the waterfall over there, and you have different locations where you can host your cocktail and reception. So in this case, everything was outdoors, and we had the cocktail hour primarily in the lower lot where we had some lawn games, and then what you see right here is the upper lawn where the main bar is at. So a lot of people are at the bar getting some drinks, and to the left right here on the upper lawn is where all the dinner tables are at, and the bathrooms are on the back, but everything is self-contained in this outdoor space. We did not use the tent that Botanica has in the back. It's just all happening right here. And since this is a fairly decently big venue space, not only did I have sound for the ceremony, but for the cocktail hour, I wanted to make sure that guests, wherever they are around the venue space, have good sound. So that way they can hear music not only up in the front, but they can also hear the same music in the back. And that's why I place a third speaker, actually a fourth speaker, which you'll see in a bit. But anyways, right here is the seating chart. Right here is leading to the tent in the back. In just a few moments, you'll see my speaker that I use to cover the lower lawn area for the cocktail hour. There's my speaker right there. I'm running wireless sound, and I'm powering my speaker with a power outlet that's about 20-25 feet away. We have some cornhole right there, and I think some bowling right here. And other weddings that I've done, sometimes the couple can rent out giant love letters that says LOVE, like literally love letters. That's on display, and it's a good photo op, and just to fill up that space right there. Other weddings, I mean, we could do like a photo booth that's like a big, like a bus or a trailer type of a photo booth. Later that night, we had a photo booth at 8 p.m. and they set up at this gazebo right here. So right here is where the guests enter Botanica, and immediately they are presented with the guest book. And in this case, Erica and Jeff had this guest book. I think it's called After the Tone. And it's this phone where people can pick up and leave a voice recorded message for the couple. And all what they do is pick it up, follow the prompt, and then hang up, and their voice message was recorded and saved, so that way Erica and Jeff could hear that later. We have a Jenga on that table over there, so just all open area. People take pictures here, hang out, do whatever. So this is my setup right here. So this is the main dance floor area, and then for the ceremony, I just turned my speaker facing the ceremony, so it covered that area during the ceremony, and then I just turn it this way for the dance floor. And I'm using my party pillars out here. So this is what it looks like during the daytime. This whole space is not occupied during the daytime. Most of the time people are at the lower lawn or upper lawn by the bar. This space is saved for later when it's actually time to dance. But I love this setup right here. It sounds really good with my new speakers from Bass Boss, the SV9 and the BB15 at the bottom, and my party pillars, especially at night. And I have uplights all around to make it more lively when it gets dark.
Keep the fam around me, so let me know what it's gonna be. I don't plan we gon' slide.
And there's me. This is my video DJ booth right here. And from what I know, I'm the first DJ who actually likes to be in this spot right here, because I could see what's happening on the upper lawn, and I could see what's going on down off the dance floor. I think previously they have DJs back down on this lower, in this nook right here, right by the dance floor, which is fine. But I think the challenge here is that if there's a DJ down below, they're not able to see the crowd's reaction during dinner. Some DJs, they just have a Spotify playlist, which is fine. Everyone does it differently, but what I like to do is actually mix during dinner and potentially during cocktail by having my setup here. That way I could see everything, what's going on up here. And then later, when it's actually time to dance, all what I have to do is turn my booth around and face the dance floor right here. And then in a way, it will be as if I'm on stage, which would be really cool. And as they're looking up on me, they can see the slideshow that I made of the couple right here. This is a slideshow that I've made. They just send me photos and I make a slideshow out of it to add more of a personalized touch. And my booth is on wheels, so it's easy to turn it around and have it this way. Yeah, this is great, and I don't know anyone else who's doing this, but I recommend for all the DJs out there, if you are setting up at Botanica, have your setup right here. That way you can really see what's going on during dinner, and also and then that way you can see what's going down by the dance floor. But mind you, this does take a lot of more work, just because the speaker placement, I placed 2 speakers down by the dance floor, 2 of my bass box speakers, and 1 for the dance floor, and then 1 that's acting for the ceremony and dance floor. And then maybe you'll see it in this video, but I also have another speaker up on the upper lawn to cover the dinner area, to cover the grand entrance, the first dance, speeches, any announcements that's happening on the upper lawn. So in total, I use a total of 4 speakers, and on the upper lawn, I use my RCF Evox 8 speaker because it has a wide spread that covered that area really well. And right here is, yeah. So just know that you would have to run lots of cable. So if you are DJ setting up here, just know that you have to run a lot of cable, and I think I ran like 100-foot cable, a 50-foot, and a 25-foot extension. Just make sure you bring enough extension cables and XLRs to make sure that you're up and running and sounding good. And I arrived there early, and shout out to my assistant for helping me out, so that way we can expedite things and just making sure that we're all set before guests arrive. Unlike other wedding venues, this is one of the venues where nothing is closed off per se. So at the moment when guests arrive, I like to make sure that I am ready to go. Some venues where things are closed off, cocktail hour is one area in one room, the reception is another room, the ceremony is in another different place. So that way you have enough time to make sure everything is set. But in this case, guests arrive early as like 3:30. I arrived around 1:30, and by that time when guests arrive, we had the sound set up and we can already set the vibe as guests are walking in. I hope that makes sense. So depending on the venue space, and this is pretty much open, I like to make sure that everything is sound checked, sound tested, it sounds great, volume, making sure my levels is appropriate all around. So make sure that you guys are, or whoever's watching this, a DJ that you hire, or DJs if you're watching this video, that you're here early, so that way you're ready to go and they don't see too much of the behind the scenes. And bring an assistant with you, it will save a lot. And the access way to load in, load out is this pathway that you see right here over to the right. So it's easy load in, easy load out. Shout out to Alexa from Lex and the Lotus, amazing photographer. And as you can see right here is a slideshow that I made, and these were photos taken from her, and these were the engagement photos of the couple that she took. So the grand entrance happened on the upper lawn, and I love how there's string lighting, but what really does help a lot, especially at night, is having some extra uplights around here. And my uplights change colors to the music, especially when it comes down to the dancing portion. But for the mood, early on the night, I like to have them at a static color. That's why you can see these trees lit up. and that's where the grand entrance came. The bridesmaids had a special dance. It was really fun, and the groomsmen came into Mad City. Bridesmaids came into I'm Every Woman by Whitney Houston, and then for the bride and groom, they came into Cuff It by Beyonce. So we had the wedding party hang out in the back, and that was something that we discussed about, so that way they're not at their seats, but midway through the song, or once the couple reached this middle part of the space, they can join in. And that was the cue. Once I see them here in the middle, I gave them a verbal cue to join in and hype up the bride and groom, and I play that for a few more seconds just to get everyone excited. Now, this is not the official dance floor. As you can see, it's just the turf, the green turf, but there's enough space for any special dances if you do choose to have them. We had the first dance up here, which you will see in a bit, but this is great to have speeches. Like, there's enough room, but not room for everybody. So if you do have any special dances, you can either have them up here or by the dance floor, which you saw earlier. Now, depending on the timeline and how things will flow, I recommend to have like parent dances. If the parent dances is right before open dancing, then I recommend having parent dances down by the dance floor, so that way we give the guests a reason to move there in the first place, and we can direct their attention and focus that way, which you'll see later in the video. But right here, we had the wedding party. I queued them up to join Erica and Jeff after they came in for the grand entrance.
Let's go.
And now here's their first dance. Before we had the first dance, I believe this was choreographed, so I made sure that everyone is settled in before we moved on to the first dance. So that way the photographer's ready, and just making sure everyone's ready to capture that moment. I mean, we just had a very exciting, hyped grand entrance. Now we're toning things down for the first dance. There's Alexa right there, bride and groom right here, friends and family waving their phones around. So these are some great dinner vibes. It was mainly a playlist from the bride and groom, but as the DJ, was very important for me is to really carefully choose out of that the songs that she added on my app, is to figure out what songs would work and when, the timing, and how to introduce it in. There's so many factors that come into it. Instead of just hitting Spotify, I have to figure out which songs are in key and which songs are going to blend in from one song to the next that will fit the vibe. I see it like this, as a roller coaster. Things are going to be energetic, all right, and then after that I tone things down a little bit, so that way I take the guests on a journey throughout dinner, and that way I'm still engaging with the guests and I'm reading the room to see what they like. Oh, if they like this, they're gonna like that. But the dinner time is a crucial time for me to see what people like and to build their trust, and that will carry on to when it's time to dance. Did you hear their reactions? So I transitioned from Find Someone Like You by Snow Allegra, great song by the way, to Lemonade, the ukulele version by Jeremy Passion. And I felt like it was the vibe. Now, there are some songs where DJs do blend, and there are some songs that DJ drops songs on the one from the beginning. And it really depends on the kind of songs that the DJs plays. So having a good DJ that knows how to read the room, knowing which songs are melody, are in key, and just knowing which songs will just get that reaction as you just see in this video or heard in this video. And that's how you know you got them. It's a great feeling from a DJ perspective, just being able to really feel the vibe. I don't know how else to explain it, but feel the love, like, oh my gosh, banger after banger. And it's not even dancing, but people know these songs, and it's really good to give the DJ, whoever you work with, the songs that you love, and take the time to figure out the songs that will make you happy, your guests happy. I was very fortunate that majority of the guests that attended Erica and Jeff's wedding were on the young side, mainly family and friends around their age, so I could really hone in on the music selection, and I could really go deep into what they would enjoy and like. And I think that's what they had priority, was making sure them and their friends have a good time. And that's something to discuss with your DJ, just to make sure they understand the vibe. And I get it, there's some older folks too, and I did play some music for them as well. But then majority in this case it's more of a younger crowd, maybe mid-20s to early 30s, more of a millennial crowd, and I was catering to them mainly. And things were great. I mean, they all had a great time, and this is just a little taste of what it's like during dinner, of making sure they're having a good time, and a little taste of what it's like of what could happen during dancing. So I got them in. They're locked in. They're feeling great during dinner, and it helps build that excitement to when it's actually time to dance. So I just really recommend that you share the music that you like, your friends will like, with your DJ, and then it's up to the DJ to fill in with that person's experience which songs will work. And with that comes with skill and talent to be able to recognize that and execute. I got them singing. It was really great. She stood up and started singing. This guy was singing too, by the way. It was great. By the way, to the left is my Evox 8 speaker, and I love that speaker for fills. It has a wide dispersion, and it's really good on the vocals whenever someone's on the microphone. Just the clarity is really good on the Evox 8. A little bit much on the bright side, but it's really good, and it really shines whenever someone's talking on the microphone. So this is my setup at night. As you've seen earlier in this video, you saw it during the daytime. Now this is what it looks like at night, with the uplights around the trees and the shrubs around. Adds more adds more liveliness to it, and they change colors later when it's actually time to dance. To my two speakers, and I'm using my LED moving heads on top, so that way it will just go on a loop going around in this white light. And I'm using Sound Switch, which is a software for DJs, to help control my lights, so that way I could do whatever I want with them. And this is really great. The couple really wanted these as well, as a lighting option, just because I think they saw another video of mine and they like them, and I agree. It definitely does elevate this, and people know that this is the spot to dance. And I really want to make the dance floor attractive, so that way people will be attracted to go here and just stay in this area for the remaining of the night. So like I mentioned earlier, usually the DJ is right here, but there's a little stairs or platform that's blocking their view from seeing what's going on at dinner. That's why I'm at the elevated upper lawn area. So we're not using that space right there. I think from past experience, sometimes couples have their wedding cake here if they wanted to. And if people want to just relax and chill and observe, they can hang out right here as well, and they can sit down. This is my booth right here, and it looks really great at night. These are my tables right here. I mean, once I was able to see my tables and they could see me, it shows that, all right, someone is in control of the music. And it just helps bridge that connection between them and the DJ. Being able to read the room and just see what they're enjoying. It's a good relationship. All right, so we moved guests from the upper lawn to the lower lawn, and I didn't really get a chance to capture how I did that, but it is important to, first of all, let the guests know ahead of time that this is what's happening down here, letting them know that they're going to move down here eventually. So that way, when it is time to present it, it's not something that came from out of the blue. So whoever your MC is making sure that they present the idea early on, so that way when it is time to move them from one location to the next, they're already aware of that, and it makes it easy for them to head down. And I may teach that in another course, or I don't know what, like advanced MC skills for DJs, but it's just little things. So it is tricky. This venue, by the way, is not your typical where you're having your dance floor in the middle, sweetheart table on one side, the DJ on the other, and then tables to the left and to the right. It's a bit weird, but with the right flow, with the right DJ and MC who knows what they're doing, they can make this be seamless. So that way guests can just simply enjoy themselves. Just know that you may encounter some challenges, and just be aware of this. Not to say it's wrong, just have better expectations whenever you have a layout like this. Just know that the bar is still on the other side by that upper lawn away from the dance floor. So whenever people want drinks, they would leave the dance floor, head on over there and grab some drinks. We also had late night snacks by the back wall to the left of the bar. So people enjoying some late night snacks, they're over there. And just know that it may pull away people from the dance floor. But what's very important is that people can still hear the music. That's why I had my speaker on the upper lawn, my RCF Evox 8. So that way, wherever they're getting drinks at the bar, having those late night snacks, just chilling at the dinner tables, my music is still carried. And what's very important too is being aware of the volume levels, so that way people from the top chilling are not blasted with music compared to the sound by the dance floor. So having the ability to control that is going to be important, so that way the levels are balanced and the mood is just right. People by the dance floor, they will hear loud music compared to the people who are just chilling on the upper lawn, but at least they can hear any announcements that I make and also still be engaged with the music that I'm playing. So that's very important. And for those people who are having a photo booth, in this case, in this wedding, they had the photo booth on the lower lawn by the gazebo, which is a little bit far away from the dance floor. They can still hear my music because of my other speaker, my RCF HD 10 running wireless sound. They're able to hear that. So that way, wherever people go, they can still hear the same thing that I'm transmitting out, but at different volume levels. So that way it just feels more balanced and everyone can still feel immersed with the wedding experience. So just know that people may leave, but people do come back. And as long as you set the right vibe and you set the right expectations of like, hey, to maximize your dance time, stay around the dance floor, really, and have your friends bring drinks to you. So that's what I would recommend. Just know like, hey, this is a great spot, which you're going to see. I have plenty of video to share with you what it's like to have a dance party outside. So that way you have an idea, but just know the dynamics of the wedding space and some of the things that to be aware of. So if you see an empty dance floor, that's fine, because people are enjoying themselves at the photo booth, at the bar. But then again, it's totally different story if the DJ isn't playing good music to set that vibe. But that's another story. But as long as the vibe is right, people will naturally go to the dance floor once the bar closes at 9:30. Like, all right, let's finish this off. But whatever. And there's still going to be some people who just love dancing that they're going to be there on the dance floor. So, you know, you're still going to have a crowd regardless. But as long as people are feeling it and just being and just having the right DJ to just navigate through different genres, not always hip hop, R&B, but maybe some up-tempo pop music or EDM even. It really depends. And you have to play to what will get the crowd going and just building that trust. Like, all right, this DJ knows what he's doing and he can work the dance floor. All right. Oh my gosh. I spent a lot of time and we're still here at the parent dances, but I hope that makes sense. But I really wanted to share that. And if I make any other future videos like this, I'm going to repeat that same message unless something else, a new revelation comes to me. But that's what I truly believe in. Just have better expectations. Instead of a packed dance floor, just know that there's different factors that are involved, not just for this wedding, but any kind of wedding, and just having the knowledge and the expectations set out, so that way you know how to navigate that and what to expect, and whoever you're working with, they'll know what to do. All right, anyways, let's continue with the video.
What a wonderful world.
So parent dances, commenting on this, sometimes they have the father-daughter first and then the mother-son, but in this case they decided to do both at the same time. This was my first song to open up the dance floor, and it was a hit. I Want to Dance with Somebody. And during this time, I was turning my DJ booth around so I could face this dance floor. Yeah, they like some ratchet music too. BPT by YG. That's our groom Jeff busting out some dance moves. This is the Big Bang I'm Different mashup. We got the groom right here. This is I'm Different by 2 Chainz. By the way, like I mentioned earlier, the video and audio is out of sync because of the extraction from Instagram story, but bear with me. So I played this soon after. Goodies is a great song for the ladies, and so rap is usually for the guys, but just having that knowledge and experience, knowing when to switch things up to cater to the guys and the ladies is important. So then after we had the bouquet toss, and then I had to restart the dance floor again, I played Dancing Queen. And it was great because I kind of wanted to reset the room. I was playing lots of music that catered to the younger side, but I did play some music that catered to everybody, not just the older folks, but songs in general that caters the older folks with the young, and still a good vibe all around. And by the way, for any DJs out there who are watching this video, I have a collection of my event playlists, and if you're interested to know exactly which songs that I play, the order, which remix, where I get my songs, which BPM, and all of that, and a detailed description of the music that I play for different types of people and weddings that I do, I'll leave it down in the description below so you can check that out, and you can subscribe and you can be updated with the music that I play, and you will find the music that I played here for Erica and Jeff, the whole playlist, and with a video explanation of how I choose my songs. Anyways, that's for the DJs out there. Back to the video. So Crank That is really good, and I play this after I play Teach Me How to Dougie, and it's great back-to-back songs just because people know the dance move Teach Me How to Dougie and Crank That. Like, they're songs that gets them involved and they know the dance moves. It's really fun. And the next clip that you're about to see is I did a transition from Crank That into Pony by Genuine, and it worked out amazingly well, which you're about to see. Do you hear the pony bass line creeping in? After the 4th bar of Crank That, boom, at the 5th bar, you're going to hear the pony bass line come in, and people are like, the people recognize that and are screaming. Here we go. You hear all that screaming? That's how you know you got them good. Mr. Brightside. So, by the way, Erica and Jeff share with me some of their songs for their wedding that they wanted. And on my app, I mean, every DJ does it differently, but on my app is how they shared the music with me. And they had the option not to only just give me the songs that they like, but also prioritize which songs that they really want to hear, and they can label the songs as a must play. So Pony was a must play, Mr. Brightside was a must play, and I think just being able to see those songs in that list and figuring it out, and I think the right DJ will be able to figure out how to make those songs work. It just creates magic. So after, I think it was after Pony, I played Mr. Brightside. I mean, people were just like banger after banger, and this got them excited. But was really very helpful, if you notice that Pony was more of an R&B track and Mr. Brightside was more of a rock track, and we only had like 10 minutes left. To ease that transition, I was able to get on the microphone and letting people know that, hey, we have 10 minutes left. We need everybody on the dance floor, and that helped. And then that's when I dropped Mr. Brightside, and that helped to transition, so people know that there's a switch, but it's so that way people don't hear the music transition, but they hear the voice of the MC or whoever's on the microphone as a way to blend the two different genres in. And that's a tip for all the DJs out there, is like, feel free to use your microphone. That's a powerful tool. Sometimes songs don't have to blend exactly, or they could, but it's nice to get on the microphone every now and then and help people have a good time. So I told them that they had 10 minutes left, and we need everybody on the dance floor, and I played Mr. Brightside. I didn't say those exact words, but along those lines. And then we got Jeff up right here. You see, that's my booth right there, facing the crowd. This upper platform kind of acts as a stage. And this was the last song of the night, "Always Be My Baby" by Mariah Carey. So I didn't upload this on my Instagram store, but they were chanting one more song, but I couldn't. 10 is the hard cutoff time, and I think one thing I could have done better is maybe do my last song at 9:52, 9:53. I did not expect that they're gonna do like a one last song chant on me, but they did. I mean, it's a compliment, but I really wanted to satisfy them, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to for the venue. 10 is a cutoff time for music, but it was still a great time nonetheless. So this was the closing song. Oh, and the last song that they wanted to hear was Yellow Card, Ocean Avenue. And if only I knew that they wanted to hear that, I would have played it early. But I really like the contrast that I've done with Mr. Brightside and Always Be My Baby. Because I was hoping, my thought process was that Mr. Brightside is that high energetic rock song that we needed to just let it all out, like go hyped and go crazy. And then Always Be My Baby is a bit toned down, mellow, but yet we're bringing everyone together kind of song. And that's what I did. And then I guess they wanted to end things on a higher note again with Ocean Avenue. And if only I knew that, I would have timed my songs a little bit earlier, so that way we do have enough room for that last song before 10. But anyhow, how does this relate to you? Oh my gosh, I'm getting off to like a little tangent right now. I'm like speaking to all the DJs. I'm just communicating my thoughts, and whoever's watching this still, I hope this is valuable. Just goes what goes into my mind when trying to plan this out. But timing is important, right? So if you know that it ends at 10 and nothing else at 10, there's a couple of ways how to go about this. Like, one, you can either tell your DJ, hey, maybe let's do last song at 9:50 in case people does want one more song, we have enough time for that. Or if there's no chanting of like one last song, you still have that last 7 minutes of quieter music to bring the energy down without feeling like it's a hard cutoff and then after that just silent and it's people just talking. If you do end the night early with the last song 9:50, people can still hang out while still having some kind of background music while chilling, making their way. And as we approach 10 o'clock, the music volume goes slowly like fade out, so that way it's seamless and people didn't even notice that the music stopped at all. So but if you do want to maximize your dance time to the very end, then yeah, we'll keep it a little bit longer. But that's how it relates to you. So just think about that. Depends on venue and what the restrictions are. Other thing to consider, and I haven't done this yet at Botanica or any of the trademark venues, is having silent disco. Silent disco is, especially venues, not just here, is your wireless headphones, and that's channeled to the DJ's mix. That way people can still dance without the music bleeding outside, and it's all contained within the headphones, so that way you can party even longer for the extra hour or however you want. Now I do have a connection that offers that, but no one really asks for them that much, just because it's also an additional expense usually to extend the venue another hour. And that not only are you getting the silent disco, the headphones and experience, but then you'll also have to pay the staff, the venue, and everything else that's part of that, or maybe the rentals when they come in. Like anyone who's still working at the venue, working the wedding, if you're getting silent disco or anything to extend, just know that you're going to pay more. So it could work, but just make sure that you check that with the venue if they allow that, and just figure out all the costs that's going to be needed to extend the people who are involved, who are there at the wedding, to extend that extra hour. Like the DJ, the planner, the photographer, however you want. It was still a great night. I mean, people complimented me after the wedding, and it's a really great vibe. It did get chilly out here, but people were dancing. I mean, the alcohol was there, so it warmed people up. And on the upper lawn, since this was late October, we did have heaters. That way people just huddle up by the heaters. That was fine. So people who want to just chill by the heaters, they can, or people want to dance it out and keep themselves warm this way, they were able to do that too. So it wasn't, if it was really hot, I mean, people will dance regardless if it's hot. I mean, as long as they're having a good time, they're just going to sweat it out. There are so many things that people could do: hang out, chill, photo booth, dance, and just setting the right vibe. And I think that's where the music comes in and all of that stuff. And it's the experience that we create as DJs, that we create moments like this, making it special for not only the bride and groom, but also for their guests and family who were there as well. But anyhow, that concludes this video. Hopefully everything I shared with you was helpful. Interested to hear your thoughts on this. Leave it down in the comment section down below, or if there's anything that I haven't covered here on this video. Maybe you can reach out to the venue in particular, but if it's something entertainment related, music related, or anything like that in terms of flow, or just to hear my opinion, drop it down in the comment section down below, or drop me a DM on Instagram. And yeah, and if you're planning your own wedding, if you're considering venues like this, or just looking for a DJ, or if you just want to have a conversation with me, schedule a meeting with me. Love to talk to you and see if I'll be the right fit for you. If not, no problem, but at least we have that conversation regardless, to see how we can make your wedding day special and see if they're the right fit. So I'll leave all the links down below so you can check that out and follow me on Instagram and all that good stuff. But let me know what you want to see next. I do have other wedding venues down here. If you want to see more weddings that I've done at Botanica, I'll leave it up here, somewhere here on the YouTube card that you can see and just watch more videos. But otherwise, I appreciate your time and hope to see you again in another one of my videos. Once again, I'm DJ MOJOE, saving the city one party at a time. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.